Hi everybody, welcome back to Engvid.com. I'm Adam. In today's video, I want to give you some more phrasal verbs, and we're going to look at phrasal verbs with the verb stick, to stick. Now again, a phrasal verb is a verb and a preposition that when put together have a different meaning than the words individually. So we're going to look at a few of these. So we're going to start with stick up. Stick up, and remember, phrasal verbs often have more than one meaning. In this case, stick up basically means something is pointing upwards vertically. So if something is sticking up from the ground, it's standing up and you have to be careful not to trip on it. The more common use for stick up is rob. For example, you go into a bank, you point your gun and you say, "This is a stick up." You stick up the bank means you're trying to rob it. Very unusual expression, but that's what it means. If you stick up for someone, that means you're defending them. So my friend sometimes gets bullied at school. So when I'm around and I see the bully being mean to my friend, I stick up for him. I go stand in front of the bully and I threaten to punch him because I'm bigger than the bully. So he's afraid of me. So I stick up for him. Or if my colleague at work gets blamed for some big mistake, maybe I will stick up for my colleague and say, no, it wasn't her fault, it wasn't his fault, it was because of the computer, blah, 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 right? So I stick up I defend this person. Stick out, if something sticks out, now it could be like coming out of something, like there's a nail sticking out of the wall. That's the literal meaning. But if something sticks out, usually it's very noticeable. So if you go to a crowd and everybody's wearing black, but one person is wearing a white shirt, that person will stick out, will be very noticeable. But we also have an idiom, to stick out like a sore thumb. A thumb that is sore is very red and swollen. So when you look at the hand, it's very noticeable in relation to the other fingers. So it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's very, very noticeable. But when we say stick out, it could be good or bad. When we say stick out like a sore thumb, it's usually in a bad way. You're noticeable for something not good. Maybe your hair is not, like you just woke up and your hair is all messy, or your makeup's all running, or you said something very silly in class, etc. Stick out of, well, this is actually what I meant, like stick out of the wall. So coming out of something, or stick out of the crowd, it could also be. To stick it out. Now, if you say, stick it out, don't quit. That's basically what it means, to keep going with whatever it is you're doing and not give up. Don't quit, don't give up, stick it out. Stick around. So I'm a little bit busy right now, but just stick around and I'll get to you right away, right? So basically wait, don't leave. Stick around, stay in the area, and when I have a chance, I'll come and help you. Or if I came to my friend's house to visit, but he wasn't home, but his roommate was home, and he says, "Oh, he just went out to the store, he'll be back in a minute, just stick around, he'll be right back." Wait, right? Stick by and stick together could be very similar. If you stick by someone especially, that means you stay close and support this person. You don't leave them, especially in a difficult situation. You stick by them. But you can also think about this in terms of an idea. So I will stick by my principles. I have certain beliefs and other people are telling me it's wrong. And I say, I don't care what you say. I will stick by my principles. I will keep them. I will not let go of what I believe. Whereas stick together is only about people usually. Now, you can take the literal meaning. I could take two pieces of paper and stick them together like glue. Or if I stick together with my friends, means we don't separate. We don't go different places. So when you're traveling in a foreign country with a friend, be sure to always stick together so you don't get lost or you don't get mugged or you don't get into some sort of trouble. Oh, sorry, I have by here twice. A little bit less for you. That's good. Stick with is very similar to stick to. If you stick with something, means you keep doing it. You don't quit. If you stick with someone, it's very similar to stick by. I will stick with you until the end, right? I won't leave you. I won't leave you, especially in a difficult situation. I will stick with you. But when we say stick at something, it means continue to do something or stick at it. A little bit less common. I think it might be a bit more of a British usage. But if you stick at something, you continue to do it and you don't give up. And one more meaning for stick with. If you watch a movie, like a horror movie, some of those images might stick with you. It means they will not leave your brain. They will be like tattooed on your brain, right? So an idea, an image, a thought will stick with you for a long time. Or it could be good or bad. If you have, like you went traveling and you had an amazing experience in Italy, for example, that experience will stick with you for the rest of your life. You will never forget it. So stick with, not forget, permanently in your mind. Stick to, so again, literal, I can take the piece of paper and I can stick it to the wall. I can just put some glue, stick it to the wall. But stick to also means keep something going. Don't deviate. Don't change something, right? So if I have a plan and I'm working this plan, I'm trying to make something work, but there's all kinds of problems and difficulties, and I say, okay, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to continue doing whatever it is that I planned to do. I keep going forward with this thing. You could stick to someone. It's not literal, like you're not physically stuck, but you can stick to someone, meaning that you will never leave them, even though you probably should, right? Maybe they're not good for you. Maybe you don't like them anymore, but you stick to them. You don't let go. Same idea as the plan. If you stick it to someone, this is a little bit of a mean thing to say. To stick it to someone means to somehow harm them. Maybe you criticize them in front of your boss. Maybe you do something that will get them in trouble. But something you do that's not good to someone, you stick it to them. But you're doing it intentionally. You want them to somehow be hurt or upset or whatever. Not a nice thing to do. And almost always you're going to do it to someone. You can stick it to the company, but generally you're sticking it to your bosses, right? Like, let's say I'm a very valuable employee, but they don't appreciate me. So I'm going to stick it to them. I'm going to quit without giving them any notice, and then they'll have some problems and troubles and whatnot. Stick down, very generally, it's a literal meaning. It is like stick something down with glue or with pressure or whatever. Not really much of an idiomatic meaning to it. Now this one, I put it a little bit separately and I wrote out the full expression. This is not a phrasal verb, okay? This is just a collocation, and I'm using the past participle of stick, stuck, but stuck on means that something you can't let go of, right? So I'm stuck on you means like, not necessarily I love you, but I can't get you out of my mind. Like you're part of my brain. I'm stuck on you. I can't let go of you. Or if you're stuck on an idea, you can't think of anything else. That thing is stuck in your head. Stuck is actually an adjective in this case. So it's not a phrasal verb, but I just want you to see it because it might be a little confusing to think of this as a phrasal verb when there's no verb involved, okay? And that's all of them. Now, if you want to make sure you understand them, please go to ingvid.com and take the quiz. Make sure you can use all of these things in a sentence. You can also ask me questions there. And if you like the video, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and come back next time for more useful English tips and tools. See you then. Bye-bye.